Well, we have the net zero legislation, and we have the Committee for Climate Change that actually monitors any government's progress towards net zero. So legislation is quite strong, particularly in international comparisons. I think the biggest problem that we currently have is investing, and it's to create that investment regulatory framework and the incentives and disincentives to move away from fossil fuels into the renewable energy transformation. Well, we know there are skills gaps, and a lot of the transition will depend on the people who actually know how to deliver all of that stuff. So we need to go into colleges, we need to go into schools, we need to go into universities, build the career path, and start and build a very positive vision for the future. So people don't think, oh, this is all doom and gloom, and oh my God, how is it all going to happen? But show people how the green energy transition is actually a positive future with loads and loads of job opportunities. Some things just require a relatively short reskilling, and some of the jobs for the future will be proper long-term careers that start at school, that go through colleges or university courses. Well, I was disappointed to see that actually the previous government didn't meet our targets for rolling out solar across the UK. I think with the new government we've got an opportunity, but of course it's very early days, and we really, as a Lib Dem, I'm in opposition, we need the government's feet to the fire, make sure that we really see that very fast and transformational rollout of solar. We will face some backlash from communities who don't want to see these installations in their backyard. They don't want to have the infrastructure to host the cables and the pylons. All of that will need a lot of persuading powers. We need to involve communities and give them powers to be part of decision makings. We will see a landscape transformation. It is for a positive future, but we still need to do quite a lot of persuading, at least in some communities. So some of it is a simple visual impact, and of course there are visual mitigations. We also need to do a lot of myth busting around, for example, that solar is taking away good arable land where we can grow food. So it isn't a competition between an energy transition and whether we have got food security. I think politicians still have a long way to go to make that argument and persuade people that a lot of that is actually just a backlash from an industry of the past. There's a powerful fossil fuel industry, often backed up by particular media that put these messages out there, which are ultimately fake news. But we need to be aware of it and make sure that we are understanding of people's concerns, but also put the right facts out there. In terms of trust with local people in installers, I think it is important that we have mandatory accreditation rules, that it becomes a much more regulated market, that not anybody can just call themselves an installer when that is not true. But I know that the MSC is doing a great work in terms of who's also a partner and is here exhibiting at the show, making sure that we are rolling that out across the board, and that people only get installers in that are MSC accredited. Well, for me, it's been a revelation to see how strong the support is, how big the industry is growing. I understand you've doubled in size since last year, so congratulations. That is a success story, but we need you. You're a key part in our journey to net zero.